If you've watched some of my videos, you know that San Clemente is an amazing place to live, from its beautiful beaches to its deep-rooted surf culture. So what makes San Clemente even better? We're gonna talk about 5 interesting facts today on San Clemente that you won't wanna miss. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, my name is Ryan Schramm. I'm the broker and owner of Ryan Schramm Real Estate here in South Orange County. Make sure and click the little button right here and subscribe to my channel. Let's jump in. Number 1, the founding of San Clemente. So San Clemente was founded by Ole Hansen. He actually used to be the mayor of Seattle, and in 1925 he purchased the land, 2,000 acres at the time, which made up San Clemente. And what is even more interesting, I tell people this all the time, San Clemente was actually one of America's first master plan communities. And I know that when people say master plan community, that typically means like you might think of a very, gridded community and master plan and everything laid out. What's different about Ole Hansen and his vision for San Clemente is he didn't want to be everything on a grid or very boxy in nature. He wanted to preserve the beautiful ocean views that San Clemente had to offer at the time. If you can imagine, like nothing here, and a town that's on the ocean, the Pacific, with these beautiful rolling hills, and everywhere he went when he drove around and explored this land, or maybe he walked around at that time, I don't know. Everywhere had beautiful views. So it was his priority to preserve those views when he built out San Clemente. So at the time, a lot of people thought Ole Hansen was nuts for wanting to master plan San Clemente because it was an hour away from LA and it was an hour away from San Diego. And those two cities were, some of the only cities around at that time. But his genius paid off. Through clever marketing and his determination, he was able to sell off 1,200 lots in the first 6 months. So check this out. The average lot that Ole Hansen was selling as far as price is concerned was about $300 then. Of course, the lots that were maybe on the bluff or had these incredible ocean views, those lots were selling for more like $1,300 to $1,400 on average. But if you did a quick calculation, like what is that in today's dollar, that would be $4,600, which is insanely low for the average lot, and about $23,000, $24,000 for the premium lot, which is just crazy to think about how much times have changed. So one of the stipulations when they would sell off a property back in the 30s was that the property had to be mandated to be Spanish tile roofs and white stucco exteriors. And that's pretty cool because our historic residences today, they still look like that. And if you were to build a property, let's say you pull a permit and you build new construction, downtown or in one of those zones, you still have to make it with the white stucco and the Spanish tile roof, which is pretty cool. Number 2, the Western White House. Also known as La Casa Pacifica, the Western White House is a beautiful 9,000 square foot oceanfront mansion, and it's inside the Cypress Shores community. There's a gate there to enter Cypress Shores. And then there's another community, a gate within the gate, called Cotton Point Estates. And that's where the Western White House is. It was originally constructed in 1926 for Ole Hansen's business partner, H.H. Cotton, and his wife designed the property. And then it was later bought by Richard Nixon to make his Western White House compound. So among some of the key features and cool features of the property, there's a beautiful ocean view office that Nixon used for his Western White House Oval Office, if you will. And there's some separate private residences too on the compound that Nixon used for his Secret Service members. So it's a pretty special spot. So following Nixon's resignation, he and his wife retired there, and that's actually where he wrote some of his memoirs. And the property is still a private residence today. Interestingly enough, it's been listed for some time, so you can check it out online. And their starting price there was $65 million, so it is the most expensive property in San Clemente. Number 3, the San Clemente Pier. The pier was originally constructed in 1928, and it's a wooden pier, and its design was for pleasure, for people to hang out and get 1,200 feet off the beach out into the ocean. But it was also the local dock, if you will, for the sport fishing boats, which are now at Dana Point and Dana Wharf Sport Fishing and Marina. But they originally tied off to the San Clemente Pier, and anglers would walk down the pier and use these rope ladders basically to jump on the sport fishing boats. So it's actually been devastated by some pretty big storms in the past. Specifically in 1939 and 1983, there were storms that just busted up the pier. So it's had to be rebuilt a couple of times, but today it's standing strong as ever. And we've actually done some cool shoots from the pier. It's a really great spot to check out. Number 4, surf culture and history. I've said it before and I'll say it again. San Clemente is deeply rooted in its surf culture. We have here in San Clemente some of the most renowned surf breaks, from T Street to Trestles to Riviera and Lost Winds. Awesome, awesome surf locations, and you don't have to go far to see some spectacular footage on YouTube if you just do a search. But what's also really cool is many surfers that compete in the WSL or even competed for us in the United States Olympics in Tokyo were born and raised here in San Clemente. So San Clemente is a great destination for surfers, but it also breeds excellent surfing talent. Number 5, famous residents. So everybody's curious to know if there's any popular or famous people that are living in their town. And San Clemente, actually, I know that stars like to come here and lay low. That's one of the special things about it. But there are some pretty big names that reside in San Clemente, and it's always kind of cool to know that they live here. So most notably, and we already kind of touched on it, President Nixon, Richard Nixon, was the most famous resident by far of San Clemente. Sam Darnold, the San Clemente High School quarterback who went on to play for USC, win a Rose Bowl, and then was a first-round draft pick for the New York Jets and is now playing for the Panthers. He's a super cool dude, a great quarterback, and represents San Clemente super well. So those are some big names that still live or have lived in San Clemente. So there you have it, some of the most interesting facts about San Clemente. Hey, if there's something you think I missed, drop a comment below. If you have a question about some more interesting facts that aren't covered in this video, call me or email me. I love it when you guys reach out. I'd be happy to talk about it some more. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.